Hello, I'm Catherine Gray and an Associate Professor of English at the University of Plymouth, and I'm also the Research Coordinator for the department. So welcome to the English and Creative Writing Postgraduate Open Day. Part of my role as Research Coordinator is to oversee the postgraduate application process, from initial proposal to organising a supervisory team for ResM and PhD projects. We're sorry that you can't be with us today, and instead of a face-to-face chat, as we might ordinarily have, I'd like to take the opportunity to give you a sense of the PhD process, how to apply, and what happens when you arrive. I also want to share a little bit of information about our research areas of specialism. So I'll start off by taking you through a few slides about our research interests. The department has a strong record of publishing research that's been recognised as world-leading and internationally excellent. Our specialisms are in literary studies, ranging from the 17th century to the present day, as well as creative and professional writing. Specifically, we have expertise in literature of the early modern period in England and North America, in 18th century prose, poetry and satire in print culture, in literatures of the environment and transatlantic literary studies, in utopian and dystopian fictions, eco-criticism and contemporary poetry, and literatures of war and suffrage. In creative writing, our specialisms are in novel writing, creative non-fiction, and poetry. So the following slides say a little bit about period-specific research from the early modern period in the 18th century. And many PhD research projects are defined by chronological markers, looking at a particular author or a particular genre. The intersection of literature and cultural studies, how literary culture shapes and influences a particular historical moment, can also provide rich and complex interpretive frameworks, often appealing to students keen to develop interdisciplinary research methodologies. And these projects might have a historical, thematic, or a theoretical frame of reference. Staff in the unit have expertise to support projects in form and genre studies too. And in this slide, I've included some examples of staff research about forms of fiction in the 18th and the 19th century. So in terms of our postgraduate students then, we've supervised projects in 18th century poetry, travel writing, book collecting, and 17th century print culture. With students working on projects that engage with eco-critical debates, Arthurian literature, gender studies, as well as projects linked to colonial and cultural histories. We also support postgraduate research projects in dystopian, fantasy fiction, travel, and letter writing. In creative writing, we have a number of students working on creative projects, poetry, fiction, and creative non-fiction, and we have expertise in all of these areas, as you can see here. We have students working on environmental literary projects, projects about gender and historical fiction, just to name a few. But to give you maybe a deeper focus into some of our staff's research, I'll begin by looking at the work of my colleague, Dr. Mandy Bloomfield. Mandy's work focuses on contemporary poetry and on issues of environmental crisis. Her short video, which you can access here, offers an excellent overview of the ways that literary study shapes and generates debates about environmental change. Mandy's collaborative work with a filmmaker and artist have featured in Newsweek, and she hosted the largest international conference for the Association for the Study of Literature and Environment in September 2019. Over the past few years, she's published field-defining research in this area, so if you're interested in learning more about environmental literary studies, you can find out more about her work on our department webpage. Moving to this final research slide, you'll see examples of my own work. Our research also engages with public debates through various partnerships outside of the university. Following my research into the literatures of the colonial Atlantic work, my research expertise has been helpful to various cultural and public engagement projects over the past few years. And I've worked collaboratively with a curator of an exhibition called Legend and Legacy. The exhibition will open in Plymouth's newly refurbished art gallery museum, called The Box, sometime in 2020. And this is an internationally significant exhibition which challenges the dominant narratives of colonisation, generating new ways of thinking about the colonial past and its legacies. So to find out more about this research and the ways that it's informing debates about colonial heritage, you can visit the Box website, you can listen to some of these podcasts which offer new interpretations of some of the projects that are part of the exhibition. So hopefully this has given you a little bit of an insight into some of our research, and to find out more you can visit our staff profile pages on our department website. And we'll be delighted to receive proposals for postgraduate research in any and all of these research areas, especially those that I've not mentioned in these slides. So please do visit our website and get in touch with me to find out more. In terms of the application process, we want to think about our two PGR routes. First is the RES-M, which takes a year or 18 months to complete. So we'd normally expect applicants to have a 2-1 and BA degree in English or equivalent, and the application process is based on a project proposal submitted through the doctoral college. The RES-M is supervised very much like a PhD with the addition of the research methods modules. So just to be clear, this takes 12 to 18 months to complete on a full-time basis. By and large, students who want to complete a PhD in English or creative writing have really good idea of the topic or specialism that they want to pursue. So as a PGR coordinator, I receive applications in the form of project proposals, and I shape a supervisory team around that proposal. Once a student enrolls, they begin working with their supervisory team and develop that initial proposal, testing its focus, its boundaries and its methodology. The new proposal is submitted for internal assessment after 6 months, and following favourable feedback, the student progresses to the next milestone, which is a transition from MPhil to PhD, and this happens within about 12 to 18 months of the official start date. At this point, the project has been researched quite comprehensively, and the PGR student is able to articulate the whole project, the potential contribution to knowledge, and produce around 15 to 20,000 words, which is about a chapter of equivalent of the project. While writing a PhD in literary studies and creative writing can be a solitary experience, and one that might be savoured, we do have a vibrant research culture in the subject, the school and the faculty. PGR students can attend monthly research seminars, can become involved in conference organisation and attend international conferences. And many of our PhD students are given the opportunity to teach undergraduate core modules in creative writing and in literary studies. So over the years, we've had lots of success stories. In June 2019, the faculty enabled a doctoral student working on the novels of Virginia Woolf and microgenetic theory to fly to the US to attend and speak at a major international conference on Woolf's work. Another student was funded to travel to the US to develop her research on the literatures and material cultures of New England, as well as furthering her own research aims, and her research findings were used to support an exhibition that will tour the UK in 2020. Other PGR students have developed site-specific curatorial projects with placement partners, the National Trust. And Plymouth's book collecting heritage was the subject of a PhD project developed in collaboration with the Box, Plymouth's new archive, museum and art gallery. Our graduates have gone on to academic careers. One is a lecturer and head of department at the University of Baghdad, while others have become award-winning writers. A former PGR student and colleague, Lucy Darneen, transformed her PhD project into her first collection of short stories, and here is the cover of Wild Gestures. So if you'd like to hear from our current PGR students, you can find out more about their work in 2 further presentations on this site. Otherwise, please contact me if you have any questions, and we look forward to hearing from you.